having a player who's on your team. You don't really like seeing it on the other side. I think he's got a few. He understands the dark arts a little bit, and I just think he's limited. And I think sooner or later, if it is to go wrong, it's going to be because we haven't got enough attacking threat, and I think one team sooner or later could be able to deal with that right-hand side of the pitch for us. Most of our chances come down that right-hand side. Very few come down the left-hand side. Off the top of my head, the Dele Alli goal, right-hand side. A lot of the chances for Sterling yesterday, right-hand side. Ashley Young's not really creating much for England because he keeps coming on his right-hand side. I, from day one, have said I feel like Danny Rose should be in there. You saw in extra time what he can bring in terms of the chance that he created. And that's because it's someone who's running beyond. And I worry that if we're not going to make it through to the World Cup finals because we're not going to create as much and you need as many creative players as possible, I don't think Ashley Young offers anything more than Danny Rose defensively. And in terms of corners and set pieces, Kieran Trippier could go and do that. So for me, Ashley Young, I don't think he's done anything wrong, and he's a 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5, maybe 7.5 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on Ashley Young as we're talking about it. But look, I've said it every single game, to be honest. At the start, I thought it might make sense because he might be putting those crosses in, but I really would like a left footer. I think Jack Brain's saying the same. Jack Brain, cheers, mate. Good to see you, pal. On here, at least. Would prefer to have a left footer playing left wing back, but Young has still impressed me so far. 7. Fair enough. Rose should start, says Jersey Gooner. I mean, he's done great, but I just think his main threat is from set pieces. But Kieran Trippier has been fantastic in that, so I'm not sure you need both. And as it gets to these games now, look, Croatia, unlike any other team that we're going to have played, I still think we could beat them, but we need more going forward, I think. And I'm not sure we're going to get to Ali and Lingard. I'm not sure they're going to create a huge amount. So it needs to be the pace and the power of the rest of the team. And I think Rose can offer that. Tom Sato, last few words on Ashley Young. I think Young offers a lot more than Rose in terms of going forward. And as long as he's not a liability, I think that makes him the preferred choice for this system. Chris, Young has been decent but hasn't been tested yet. Rebic could cause him problems. I think that's a fair point. Singy. Young is reliable and shuts down the left flank. Look, I'm not saying he's had a bad tournament. Look, we're clutching at straws here, but I just think we need to be fair on all these guys. And for me, the discussion and the debate there, I think that's an area where we could move it about. But I'm not doubting Southgate. You're right, Jonathan. No chance of doubting him. So Southgate, if that's what you want to do, if you want to stick with Young, then fair enough. That's cool with me. Let's move into midfield. There's some decisions that need to be made. I'm going to do a Croatia preview, so I'm not going to concentrate too much on how we should set up for the next game. But let's talk about the players and what they've done so far. So in midfield, Henderson. Henderson has been probably my player of the tournament for England so far. I think he's really made a mark and finally put to bed any kind of doubts that people have about him. And I think he started that off with the Champions League run with Liverpool. I think he's been awesome. If you agree with me, like this stream right now, by the way, because I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans who watch this, and I'm sure you've got to be so pleased with the fact that finally he's getting the credit that he deserves. But I think he's just finally playing in the right position. This is a guy who has got enough about him technically that people have moved him up the pitch, and that why at Sunderland he was almost a creative player. With Liverpool, the best version of Henderson is as a defensive midfielder because he offers enough going forward. I think the connection that he's got with Raheem Sterling is why Raheem Sterling is in this team. Raheem Sterling's movement is great, but if you're not finding him, then look, what's the point in having him there? Because he's on the ball, he's been slightly poor. We've got to be honest with that. But Henderson, he found him quite a few times against Sweden. He found Trippier in the first game. That lovely little through ball that he's been doing on the right hand side has been great. He's won the ball. He's been a leader. He's been an incredible captain. Look, Harry Kane is the captain, but when I really think about it, even as I was saying it there, I started to doubt myself. Is he actually the captain or is it Henderson? Because I think he's been awesome for me. I can't ask any more. I think, look, he missed a penalty. That's one kick, and I don't think it was that bad a penalty. You guys seem to be getting involved in this one, so I'm going to go to the comments in a second. But I just think the spine of the team's been so strong. And look, Kane's done his job in terms of the final part of the pitch. That's it. It's coming home, suburb. Yeah, if you're watching this stream, write it right now. And share it on Twitter as well if you can, guys. And just with the line, it's coming home. Let's do that. But back to Jordan Henderson, I think his play's been brilliant, and I think he's been far better with Dyer not there, because he's had more players in front of him. He's a player who doesn't really want to dribble the ball. He wants to give it to people like he does for Liverpool. And when he's got runners, he can do that, and I just think he's been class. Let's hear what you guys think about him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Steve Kingham, 10 out of 10 for Henderson. Lawrence's daddy, 8 for Pickford. Henderson is the real captain in my opinion. I think I've got to agree with that, really. He seems, I mean, he is a little bit older, but he's just been superb. I think he's been class. Henderson gets so much unnecessary criticism. He's such a steady head in midfield. You miss those players when they're not there. You really do. And when people don't understand football, they're looking for these glamorous players to be playing instead of these guys. You can't. Ian Holloway said it best, I think. It's all well and good having the greatest pianist in the world, but if you can't get the piano on the stage, then it's pointless. If that doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. Jonathan from school, Henderson 9 to 9.5. Can't do it all against Croatia though. I think you're right. Lingard and Ali about to talk about it, but I agree with you, man. Henderson is one of the most unselfish players I've ever seen. He'd happily sacrifice his own performance for the greater good of the team. That's what I'm saying, guys. I agree with you. I can't ask much more. He missed a penalty, so I'll take 9.8. But he has been unbelievable, Jordan Henderson, my player of this team in this tournament. He's just been unbelievable. Trippier right there next to him. But I think people will forget about how much he's offered, and he's been a huge. He's been great in getting us up the pitch, driving the team, and I think he's also starting up those traps when we look to press the ball. If you're new and you're just watching now, over 100 people watching now, this is amazing, man. I've just started this channel, so to have 100 people watching right now feels awesome. So if you're new to the channel, then hit subscribe, guys. Trying to get to 7,000 as soon as possible, so that would be cool. So yeah, hit that subscribe button. Let's move forward. Henderson, done. Right. So who's next? Well, it's got to be, let's go Dele Alli and Lingard. Right. Dele Alli, this is why I'm not managing England and why a lot of people were calling for him to be dropped. Gareth Southgate knows best. I don't think Dele Alli's playing in a position that suits him, in a position that he likes. I don't think he's got the freedom. I think it feels a little bit like what we saw with Dyer and Henderson at the other side of midfield, in that further up the pitch, there's almost too many bodies there, and I don't think that suits him. It doesn't give him the freedom to just be instinctual and do what he wants, because in an attacking sense, that's what he's got. He's not a great dribbler with the ball, he's got great feet, but the big thing that he's got is an ability to get into right positions in the pitch and play those little through balls, little touches to bring other people into play. His movement is great. But when you've got that box of people, Kane, Lingard, Sterling, and himself, I feel like he's looking for the space and he's looking out wide for it. And I don't think it's his fault, I think it's the system. But he's struggling with it a little bit. But what you will get with him is that movement that got him the goal. The other players were offside. He was the only one who had that understanding of, right, the cross is coming in here, had that understanding of where it was going to go, and it got us to 2-0. And I think that's something that maybe I overlooked when I was looking at this team, is I think there are some sacrifices going forward that we kind of have to make for the betterment of the team. And it's not allowing all the players to have all of their strengths on show, but what it is allowing is the team to do well. So with Ali, I think, look, he's drifting too wide far too often, and for me, I'd have to give him a 6 out of 10, because in terms of the whole 90 minutes of play, it's not really been good enough, really. But he scored a goal. I wouldn't be surprised if he scored another goal. Reno, you disagree, do you, pal? This is good. Finally got some people disagreeing with me. Thank you. If you disagree with me, let me know right now. Let's have a chat about it. That's the whole point of this. This is a debate. So, Reno, I disagree. I don't think Ali had the best of seasons for Spurs either. Yes, 2 seasons ago, he was excelling beyond belief. But I don't think he has been anywhere near as good this past season. Fair enough. Rick, KS, Ali 6.5. However, I'm hoping that goal against Sweden will help his confidence. I think you're right there, mate. Steve Kingham saying 6 out of 10 as well. I think, look, he's got that 1 goal. I think we're hoping for a little bit more, but he is much stronger when he's right up close with Kane. It's just the two of them, and they're just looking for each other. Mr. Costanello, if Ali is dropped, would you play Delph or Loftus-Cheek? I would play Loftus-Cheek. I think we need to move through the pitch maybe a bit quicker than we have done, certainly against Sweden. But I think you'll get more of a press from this Croatia side, and I think we need to stick to our guns. I don't think Dyer and Henderson works. I don't think 2 DMs is going to work in this game, at least. So I would stick with Henderson and the way we've been playing, really, I think. But yeah, Ali's he's struggled at times, but I think I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 Moving on to Lingard. Now Lingard is a confusing one as well, because I think he's got great abilities, and it's stuff that people don't see. It's his movement again, but I would really love to see him be a bit smart in terms of picking up the ball. Let me know your thoughts on Lingard, especially Man United fans. If you're watching this stream right now, then let me know your thoughts on Lingard, because you guys will know better than I do. I've only watched him in these last few games, and I've had a few kind of disagreements with Statman Dave about this, because he's been really impressed with how he's played. And I don't think he's been awful. I think there's been moments, and you can see the quality they can bring. The cross for Ali. I was screaming in the first half for Kyle Walker to just put in that decent ball to the back stick. And Lingard was smart enough to do it. And he's got quality there. I think maybe it's just not as exciting as if it was a Hazard or another player where he beats 3 players and does something. He's more about the team, and this whole team is really about the team. But you're right, Cavan, I hope you're right, mate. Lingard is a bit like Welbeck. He is good in the big games. I think that's a very good point. What I worry about with Ali and Lingard is picking up the ball in between the lines is how I really feel that we're going to kind of break down these teams, because let's be honest, the problem with this England team, look, we're happy with the set pieces, we're happy with the solidity, we're happy with the movement, but we haven't created enough chances. We had 2 shots on target in the last game. I don't think we had many shots on target in the game before that. We're getting into good areas, but are we really creating that much? That's my worry. And Reno, great comment, mate. Again, I love Lingard. He does ridiculous amounts off the ball. I'm a huge fan. His late runs, his creativity, his ability to find pockets. Brilliant player. I agree with all of that. But that's only going to get us so far. When we need someone to go, give me the ball, let me create this. I don't want Harry Kane to be that guy. I want someone else to be that guy, and that is Lingard's job. That is Dele Alli's job. His movement off the ball is great, and I think you saw that against Sweden. He did barely touched it first half, but my areas of concern really are, it is Ali and Lingard in that area of the pitch. They're not world class in terms of picking up the ball and creating things. It needs to be the whole team, and that's fine. And I think we've got enough in our locker to do that, as well as set pieces, which people constantly ignore the power of set pieces. It doesn't matter how you score the goals, it's just that you score the goals. Do you know what I mean? But Lingard, for me, I'm going to give him a 7.5 because he's trying. I would like to see him get on the ball a little bit more, got to be honest. But his movement is good. He's an intelligent player. So there you go. That's my thoughts on Lingard. And where are we? We've got one spot left, right? Right, final position. Harry Kane. Harry Kane against Colombia. That was the best performance that I have personally seen of Harry Kane. It was a captain's performance. This is a guy who slowly, I've seen him just like get bigger and bigger. His quality in terms of his hold-up play, I just feel like he's learned so much in the last year and a half. It's been incredible to see him improve. Raheem Sterling. I'll get to Raheem Sterling. Let's finish with Raheem Sterling. Let's do Harry Kane first, because he probably has been someone who's dropped off a little bit more than Raheem Sterling. I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Whilst I'm having a sip of my drink, subscribe to James Lawrence Alcott and hit that like button. 93 people watching. Can we get more likes than people watching? That would be amazing. Right, I'm going to have a sip. Hang on. It's hot, man. It's so hot. Yeah, so Harry Kane, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to go straight to them in a second, but my thoughts on him. The Colombia game was, I saw a real leader there, and someone who's going to do it by example. He's going to help us get up the pitch. He's going to win fouls for us. You could see the fouls come in, and I thought that was just class how he was able to do it. They're all legitimate fouls, but he's smart enough to do it. Do you know what I mean? He's been calm in his post-match stuff. I think, look, he is a poster boy for England. You know what you're going to get. He's not going to say anything really controversial, and his finishing and his goals have come from a lot of penalties. So it's been a weird one because, again, going back to my concerns with Lingard and Ali, we've got into great areas, but how much have we really created for Harry Kane? But he's been amazing, hasn't he? Look, he's grown into a world-class centre-forward. Would I swap him with any player left in this World Cup? Absolutely fucking not. No chance. Because this guy, this is what's going to get us to the World Cup. This guy. Because he's going to get one chance. And is he going to take it? Fucking right he is. Fucking right he's going to take it, lads and ladies watching this stream right now. He takes the pressure. He thrives on it. There are so few players who have what he has. which is an understanding of what you need to do to score. He doesn't care about the pressure. It just sharpens him. And he's been amazing for England. Look, his hold-up play's been great. Can he get a bit more service? I think he can. Can we get balls into the box a little bit quicker for him? Yeah, I think we can. But he's been amazing, and his hold-up plays, oh, I've said it 5 times now, it's been amazing. I'm going to go into the comments. Let me know what you think about Harry Kane. Bravo Mo 1982. Let me give my mark, and then I'll read out some of your marks on Harry Kane. For me, Harry Kane, I'm giving him, it's got to be 9. He's led from the front. He's been a proper captain. It's great to have 2 captains out there. 3 captains in that spine of the team, I'll be honest. Stones, Henderson and Kane have been warriors. Been amazing. Bravo Mo 1982. Harry Kane just brings it. Swiss Cheese Feet. Hello, pal. Always comments on my videos, mate. Thank you, man. I always appreciate that. Don't you just love Gareth Southgate's passion? It's infectious, absolutely. I think I'll talk about more of that in my preview, but I've been so impressed with him. Down dead on 90. Kane's presence allows defenders to be distracted and create space, especially at set pieces. Alex England, do you ever see a moment when Welbeck is the answer? Possibly. I think, do you know what? In terms of running in behind, I do wonder if he's an option that we're not really thinking about when we're watching Sterling. He might be a bit calmer and be able to shrug players off. Might not have the same burst, but if he gets in front of the player over the top, then he going through has always done well for England. But we'll talk about Sterling in a second. Any more? Herman Bubner, hello pal. Kane, brilliant overall, but think he is no way near his best. Think his mates need to create more chances for him, but he has done what is asked of him, which is score 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give 9 out of 10. I just think he's been a leader. I think the whole thing it's been great. And yeah, sorry, I just read a compliment from Swiss Cheese Feet. Thanks, pal. I won't read it out because I'm not that guy. James Reno, no, Welbeck is not the answer with the players we have. That's your opinion, mate. But I think he is an option for us. I think what... So let's go on to Raheem Sterling and then we'll talk about the subs. Raheem Sterling for me has been so frustrating because I'm just desperate for this guy to be a hero for England, and I would love it. I really thought Sweden was the game for him. And look, let's be honest, he was brilliant against Sweden. His movement was cracking. When Kane drops in, that allows him to go beyond. It's such a simple way of playing football, but so few teams look to run beyond. And that's what we're getting with Sterling and Kane there. His movement has been great. I just worry. I think it's a psychological thing now, and it's playing on his mind, man. It really is playing on his mind. He needs a tap-in. There was nearly a tap-in for him against Sweden. I just wonder that the fan in me sees him scoring an important goal at some point, and it's just the whole story comes together. Do you know what I mean? And I think we're all thinking it. If you're thinking that, hit the like button. Let me know, and I'll see if you agree with me. But and let me know in the comments. But watching the games, I always go into them going, come on, Raheem, this is it. I'm cheering him more than any other player when he gets on the ball, but he's not been good enough on the ball just yet. If we're being clinical and fair, he's not been good enough on the ball, and I think it's playing on his mind a huge amount. He's never been a player who's been good when he's got time to think about it. When he just has to react and go, you see that with the runs that he makes. He is an intelligent footballer. People think he isn't. He is an intelligent footballer. He just needs a goal, doesn't he, lads? He just needs a fucking goal. Look, he hasn't scored the goals. He's playing up front. He's our last man. He's another one like Lingard and Ali. Ali in particular, I think it's not his full strength to be where he is on the pitch, but it's best for the whole team. And so I think Southgate will stick with him again. I really hope sooner or later he pays it forward. Imagine if he scored the winner of the World Cup. I would start bawling my eyes out. But yeah, the film's there to be made. Reno, you're saying it, mate. You bang on. It's there, lads. There's so many. As a producer, the story is just there. It's right in front of us. But this is the country riven by Brexit and the bullshit that's come with it, and we're now all stepping together. There's a lot of similarities to Italian 90, with sort of England fans being seen as thugs, but we're not creating that narrative. We're starting a new one, and Raheem Sterling could just be a great full stop on that, to go and a great full stop for new media as well, to say, look, we are sick of the national press and the bullshit and the bias that they bring, and we're gonna be fair on the people that we care about and give them a reasonable opportunity to say what they say and be who they want to be, and we're gonna judge you on that. We're gonna judge you on your performances, not on fucking ridiculous nonsense. I'm starting to rabble a bit here, but it's just something that winds me up so much. But stick with Sterling, Southgate. You know what you're doing, and he'll pay you back sooner or later. But if we're giving marks right now, let me know your marks on Sterling right now. I'd love to know what you think about Sterling, because he is obviously a talking point, and I think look, you have to criticise him and be fair with him if he's not been good enough. And on the ball, he hasn't, but his movement has been great. I think he's good for the team. I'd have to give him a 6 out of 10 at the moment, because he hasn't scored the goals. Let me know your thoughts. Here we go. Brad Asher, 7 out of 10. James Reen, 5. James 98, 7. Steve Kingham, 4 out of 10. Not been happy with him. A few more comments. Ali saying Sterling will come good. He will peak at the right time. When's the right time then? Can he hurry up? Swiss cheese feet. Sterling's movement is class. Needs the supporters to stay patient because he's got the weight of the nation on his shoulders. Can't drop him now. I think you may be right. James 98, if we beat Croatia, they should let us have Modric for the final. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Bravo Mo 1982, 10 out of 10, but he's laughing, isn't he? Jack Brain on the ball, around a 6, but off the ball, got to be at least an 8. That's it, guys. Look, this is it, lads. This is what it's about. This is why you need to subscribe to my channel, because we can have an actual conversation about Raheem Sterling and not make up nonsense and talk about his fucking tattoos on his leg. Like this stream if you agree with me right now. Right, that's the first team. Let's talk about the rest of the players. Eric Dyer, I think he's a great guy to have on and bring on the bench. It did not work against Colombia, and that's something we've got to be careful about. Because if we shut up shop, Dyer and Henderson, they're just going to play towards each other. I think if we're defending for our lives and we need to get it out and there's enough space to attack on the counter-attack, like we might have to do. These games against Croatia and hopefully Belgium and France are going to be very, very different. And that might suit a Dyer and Henderson because they might need each other to keep them out. You saw it with Belgium against Brazil. Witsel and Fellaini, that was a smart move, and it allowed them to play on the counter-attack. The weird thing for us, we haven't played on the counter-attack yet because we haven't played against a team that's been able to keep possession, because we're a possession-based team, which is great. But I think that I wouldn't be surprised if it became a moment, and Southgate's been so clear with his ideas that he goes and goes, this is the one where we need Dyer, because this is not going to be a game like any other game that we've played if we get to the World Cup final. You never know against Croatia. I can't see it happening. I think we need to go toe-to-toe with them. I think we've got it in us. They've had extra time twice. Let's go for it. But Dyer, look, he's steady. Yeah, 10 out of 10, Singer. You're right, mate. 10 for just the penalty. He's a good option, but look, how much can we say about Eric Dyer? We know he's about. Fabian Delph is back. I think he's a good option in terms of maybe a defensive midfielder, but someone who can break between the lines, offers a little bit more energy. So I think he's a good option to have back for us. I know a few people are a bit nervy about him. And then higher up the pitch, Loftus-Cheek. These are good subs to have, guys. I think I felt like Loftus-Cheek deserved a chance in the last game. And because I think he is good between the lines, I think he can, and he's comfortable going into those positions. I don't think we see that much with Lingard and Ali. I think sometimes a little bit too wide when that zone 14, Google it. There's an area there which you could play it through the lines quickly. I know they're all trying to give space for Sterling and Kane sometimes, but I really feel like a Loftus-Cheek is a good option if it's not working, because as I said earlier in this video, Ali and Lingard, I think sometimes aren't truly playing in areas of the pitch that they feel completely comfortable. So he's been great. And then Rashford and Welbeck, let's talk about that, because a couple of people made a comment on that. Let me know about the options do you think that we've got, you think we can do something. Mr. ASG, man like Welbs, I can see him getting an important goal. Let's talk about Welbeck, because I don't think no one's been concentrating on him at all. And I think what you've got with Sterling, when Kane drops deep, is that guy. And you've seen it with Henderson playing those balls through to him. We like to play those through balls. That's where you can see the best out of Henderson. So I do feel that Welbeck is an option to be that guy. I think Vardy is an option if he's fit. I was a bit disappointed. That guy, Welbs, exactly. I was a bit disappointed with Vardy, but obviously he was struggling with his groin. But in extra time, I felt like it was, look, let's just use the channels. Let's use what he's great at and play him behind, because I don't think teams do that enough. And it's almost become a unique thing that centre-backs aren't used to, and ultimately with centre-backs, they hate pace and they hate people running behind. They'll be happy if they can see you in front of you. Reno, you'll be, if you're still watching, pal, you tell us. If you've got a centre-back, if you're worried about him going behind but also picking it in front of you, you get caught in no man's land. It's difficult, man. It's really, really difficult. But I think Welbeck's an option. I think he's a more experienced, and you know what you're going to get with him in comparison to Rashford. Rashford is a bit more of a free spirit. Is he going to be that guy who's going to play on the last line of defence? Not totally. I don't think he really wants to do that, so you might have to offer something different. But he's a guy who could bang it in from 25 yards. So he's got. You saw that against Costa Rica in the friendlies. So he's got mad talent as well, and he can go beyond from a deeper position. So we've got so many options, guys. It's great to have, and I think that's part of the team that he's stuck with because of the options that we've got off the bench. And if you put one of them in, you're almost losing an option in that. Reno, centre-back for Ball Street, of course, 100% agrees with me. Defenders love static strikers. Welbeck loves drifting wide, which means centre-back and full-back need incredible communication. Yeah, you're bang on there, guys. Right, that's the whole team. I can talk about Gareth Southgate all day, but that's it. If you're watching this stream for the first time, you're watching this channel for the first time, do me a favour, guys. First of all, hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I really would appreciate it. If you want me to do more, then once this stream ends, let me know in the comments below and we can do this again, guys, because I enjoyed it. It's been really nice chat to you guys. That's what I love. I'm really enjoying doing this channel, guys, because it's really good to talk to you about all of this. And you might want to subscribe because of next season as well, because I think there'll be a lot more of this kind of chat, because obviously I'm a QPR fan. I'll talk about QPR when it feels right, but I like talking about football. And England aren't gonna be around forever, but whilst they are, I'm happy to talk about them. So subscribe to the channel, like this stream, like this video, show a bit of support if you're enjoying it all. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll see you on Wednesday. Come on, England, please. Come on. It's just the thought of Wednesday. Just the thought of Wednesday. I can't even speak about it yet. It's going to be horrible, but it could be one of the best days of my footballing life and yours. Right, I'm off. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.